This song it took me 2 years to actually write it. Mostly because every time I tried to write a song encouraging people to forgive someone who wrongs them, I felt like a hypocrite. And I don't like to write songs that make me feel like a hypocrite. And I have a hard time forgiving the person who cuts me off in traffic. The woman who inspired it was a single mom whose daughter was killed in a drunk driving accident. The young man who committed the crime was Eric Smallridge. He was a 24-year-old college graduate with a bright future ahead of him. Actually a really good young man who made a horrible mistake one night. He was sentenced to 22 years in prison for the crime he committed. And this mom, of all people, she heard me talking about how there's power in your story, so she wrote to me and she shared how God led her out of the darkest place of her life, where she didn't want to live anymore if her daughter wasn't in this world, but she knew she had to go on somehow. God just led her to do the impossible, which was to reach out to that young man. She said, I realized he was behind bars, but I was the one who felt like a prisoner, and I had to reach out and forgive him, just as Jesus has forgiven me. And that one act of forgiveness caused a ripple effect that's still being felt to this day. That young man, Eric, for starters, hit his knees with the chaplain in prison and asked Jesus into his heart. And then after 11 years of his prison sentence, Renee stood in front of a judge and asked the judge to have mercy on him. And that judge agreed to allow him to get out of prison early so that the two of them could begin traveling. And to this day, they travel around the world. And they give speeches about drunk driving. They go to NFL locker rooms, prisons, colleges, high schools, you name it. But they also share about the power of forgiveness. And one of the neatest moments of my life was standing in a maximum security prison in Florida where Eric was once incarcerated. Eric, to my right, shared his story. Renee, to my left, shared her story. And I stood there in the middle singing these words. It'll clear the bitterness away. Can even set a prisoner free. There is no end to what its power can do. So let it go and be amazed by what you can see through eyes of grace. The prisoner that it really frees is you. Forgiveness. I'll tell you what, if you want to see worship, if you want to see freedom, ironically, you go sing a song inside the walls of a maximum security prison. Watch those inmates raising their hands, singing and giving thanks to the God who's forgiven them, even while they're paying their debt to society. And that song will always be near and dear to my heart. She came out to my show the other night. I keep in touch with Eric and send text messages with him every now and then. But it's just a powerful glimpse of just as Renee stood in front of a judge and asked the judge to have mercy on Eric, a convicted criminal. How many of you are thankful that somebody has stood in front of a judge on our behalf to have mercy on us, and his name is Jesus, and that's how we can sing with freedom tonight, amen? Isn't that powerful?